What up? It's time to ask FP. I'm FP, and y'all asked. So I'm going to answer. Let's hit up with this first question. Big Kev says, will you make the Legends roster again in NBA 2K16? And do you think the Hawks can make a run at the title? Will I make the Legends roster in 2K16? I don't know. I would like to see them make you be able to share rosters or whatever. So I'm really not sure if they're gonna let you do that. I would lie. I don't know. Can't say. Yeah, the Hawks can definitely make a run at the title. They are legit, so I definitely do think they can make a run at the title. Everson Carter is next. I think he's new. Welcome, Everson, to Ask FP. He says, do you think that Wes Welker will want to come back to the Pats? Remember, he's ringless. He might want to come back, but would the Pats really want Wes Welker at this point? I mean, what really does Wes Welker still have left to offer? I mean, you know what I mean? I don't think that I think he's a shell of himself, and the concussions have really taken their toll, so I don't know if the feeling will be mutual. Everson also says, who's the best rising star, Cordell Patterson or Mike Evans? I think that's easily Mike Evans. Cordell Patterson has some definite, some talent as a return guy. I don't think he's quite turned the corner yet as a receiver itself. I think Mike Evans is already a better receiver. So I would give Mike Evans the definitive edge in that between those two guys. Beast Mode. Xavier Bucket says, is AJ Lee one of the top 5 divas of all time? Ooh, I don't know. I want to say yeah. I really do think so. I'm just thinking back at people. Obviously, you got China, Moolah, Mae Young, I guess, whatever. But yeah, I would say AJ. I would say she is. My personal opinion. I don't know. We'll see. We might get dogged for that one in the comments. Beast Mode also says, who do you see winning a championship first? LA, I'm assuming you're talking about the Lakers, or Boston? I would say the Lakers. Obviously, neither team is great right now. Boston might be a little bit better. I don't know. But I think just LA still has a chance to attract big-time free agents. And because of that, I think they can get better quicker. So there's that. Let's see. Beast Mode also says, which former member of the Shield will be the most successful when their careers are all said and done? I think when the careers are all said and done, the most successful is going to be Seth Rollins. Why do I think that? I think Seth's better on the mic than Roman. I think Dean has a ceiling because he's the crazy guy. Seth can be an ultimate face or an ultimate heel, either one. I don't think Roman has that type of versatility, so I think Seth. Kizzy KW Gulu says, who should the Bucks take in this year's draft? I trust Glennon and hope they don't take a QB. Well, you gonna be upset, dog, because they are going to draft Jameis Winston, and I think it's, I don't know. I think Mariota is the better pick personally, but I don't blame them from going Winston. He killed it at the combine in terms of his testing, so I don't blame him. But I do think they need a quarterback. I don't trust Glennon as like a guy to just be the man. I don't. He also says, do you think that the Bears move up for Shane Ray or Leonard Williams? I think if I'm gonna sound like a broken record here, but I think if the Bears move up, to me, they got to be moving up to get Mariota. That's what I would do. Aside from that, I'd stay at 7 and take Vic Beasley if Vic Beasley's there if we go on defense, because Vic Beasley looks like a straight beast. I love it. I would love for the Bears to take Vic Beasley at number 7. So. But Gulu says, do you think that Tennessee ends up with Winston or Mariota? If you think someone else, you're crazy. Oh, right. Gulu don't even know how to answer a question. You going to answer the question and answer it for me, dog? I mean, what is some people in these little, their skills of speaking or communicating are lost. Gulu, I don't know what's wrong with you, dog. But I don't think Tennessee is going to draft either one of those guys. If you've been paying attention lately, Gulu, then you know that the word is Tennessee's not taking Mariota. So there. Jovan Radovanovic. Says, do you follow your league? If you do, what do you think about Savannah? I don't know how to pronounce that. Telecom's Boban Marjanovic and Marcus Williams. When I remember Marcus Williams, he played for the Nets for a little bit, and I remember him in college. Still having the same problems now as he did then. He's not a great three-point shooter, and I think that's kind of why he didn't last. Marjanovic, that dude is killing on the boards. I mean, he's got I think he finished the EuroLeague regular season with 5 straight double-doubles. His last 5 games in the top 16, he's had 4 straight double-doubles. He's got some humongous ears, too. Have you seen his ears? His ears are so big, I think he can hear me now. He has huge ears. But double-double machine in the EuroLeague. Jose Bejarano says, do you think that Road to the Show will change home run presentation, like, playing in, Chicago White Sox, you hit a home run, you see the fireworks, not just you running the bases? I doubt it. That's cool. I like that. I even like that just for regular franchise mode, but I don't think they're going to do that. Jose also, well, at least not yet. Jose also says, is there any way to transfer a Madden Ultimate Team player to regular roster in order to use them on connected franchise? Not yet, but that's something that I hope that they add for Ultimate Team as well as for, I don't think you can do it in Ultimate Team. I hope they add it for Ultimate Team and My Team, because like with NBA 2K, when you unlock Yao Ming and them and those guys who are not on the classic roster, it'd be nice to be able to put them in the regular roster, don't you think? I think that makes sense. Jordan Faust says, which star from NXT is going to be big in the WWE in a couple years? I think that Kevin Owens, Finn Balor, and Sammy and or Aaron Neville. I think all of those guys they're really going to be like that next group coming in right behind the Shield and Rusev that are going to really make an impact. Chris Tafoons says, this is probably extremely different on Ask FP, but how long have you been writing articles for Bleacher Report? I appreciate you asking, Chris. It's a little bit different. People don't ask me as much about like me personally with the writing and stuff, which I appreciate, people even recognizing. It's been about 5 years. 5 years. 5 years with Bleacher Report. Yep. So it's been that's how long it's been. So yeah, it don't seem like that long, but then again it does. It's kind of weird. Noah Jensen says, best shot blocker, Olajuwon, Dikembe Mutombo, or Mark Eaton. You could say Olajuwon because of the fact that he's even in the conversation with 2 guys that are well over 7 feet tall is a testament to his shot blocking ability. But I would take Mutombo. Mutombo is a guy I would take above everybody if I had the chance. I think most consistent, I don't know, I just take him. Noah also says, if Bo Jackson didn't suffer a career-ending injury, do you think he would have been the best running back in NFL history? Hard to say, but I definitely think he would have been in the conversation. But it goes beyond just the career-ending injury too. Not playing 2 sports, which we got another 2-sport question coming up, but not playing 2 sports, I think also would have impacted it. Perhaps he wouldn't even got injured. You never know. Things change. Little things change big things. So, but I think it's more factors than just the injury. Noah Jensen also says, what do you see as Derek Carr's ceiling? I think if he leaves Oakland or they build around him, he could be a threat. I like Derek Carr, but I think before you can completely evaluate him, the Raiders have to get him a number 1 receiver. I think they should take Amari Cooper. Some people are saying Kevin White, whatever. They need to get him a number 1 receiver. You can't evaluate the quarterback until you get him some weapons. He doesn't have a lot of weapons there. So that I think is important for him. Devin Martinez says, do you think it is possible for Seth Rollins to cash in at WrestleMania? I totally think it's possible, and I think it should happen. This is what I think should happen. I think that Roman Reigns should beat Brock Lesnar, right? And immediately Seth Rollins cashes in and takes it from him. That would be boom. Because people are going to somewhat boo Roman Reigns a little bit when that happens. But if he immediately loses it, I think he starts to convert some people. Because then he has his own quest, and it doesn't feel as much like things were given to him, which is what people tend to think, which is ridiculous. But whatever. Malcolm Walker says, after seeing Boogie, he's talking about DeMarcus Cousins, get elbowed twice by Zebo, Zach Randolph, and not react, i.e. start a fight, do you think he's starting to mature? Maybe a little bit, but I think he didn't react because he knows Zebo ain't about that garbage. Some of these guys are crazy and I can't be controlled when they dealing with little bitty guys or guys who they know they can punk. But when they pull it with when a big guy pulls it with them, just like Kevin Garnett, fake pseudo thugs, then all of a sudden you got good sense. Whatever. Sit down. Yovan's back. He says, what are your best sports rivalries of all time? You're the best. You're the best, Yovan. You're the best. I think Cubs Cardinals. I think Yankees Red Sox. I think Bulls Knicks. Bulls Pistons. Bears Packers. Ohio State Michigan. Those are, to me, the best rivalries. Dodgers Giants too. Best rivalries in my opinion. Lakers Celtics also. Back in the day, not now. 80s. Austin Boland, how do you think Jahlil Okafor will do in the NBA? I think he'll be good. I think he'll be good. He's not an explosive athlete, but he definitely has a lot of skills. Footwork is there. I'm a little bit more physical, slightly more athletic. Brad Daugherty, maybe. And Brad Daugherty could play. So I don't think that's a crazy. I have to see a little bit more and watch him a little bit more, but to really give a strong comp. But I think he'll be good. Austin also says, why do you think Penny Hardaway isn't in the Hall of Fame yet? He may never go to the Hall of Fame, to be honest. I mean, Penny's career is like one of those, what ifs. And a lot of times the what if guys don't make the Hall of Fame. I mean, there's no doubt in my mind if Penny doesn't get hurt, Penny is going to be in the same conversation with the Kobes, the LeBrons, all of the best players of the era. You're going to hear his name's going to be right there, but got hurt. Matt Price says, in the mold of a Bo Jackson or Deion Sanders, will we see another great two-sport athlete? I think we will. I think we'll see another two-sport athlete. It just has to be a guy with the charisma and that sort of thing to really, want to take, because it's a big challenge. But even nowadays, it's going to be even bigger than it was when Bo and Deion did it, because media everywhere, Matt says, they say that physically D Rose might be able to return this year, but do you think mentally he'll be able to? I think he will. D Rose is a strong guy mentally. He's stubborn, and he's driven by haters, I think, even to a fault. He's driven by people who say he can't, and I think sometimes it makes him try to do things that he shouldn't do. So I don't think having a will to return is going to be an issue. Trusting his body, that could be an issue. But I think he needs to change his game anyway, because you can't play the way he plays into your late 20s and early 30s anyway. So I think this is just going to bring that on a little bit quicker. Shamar says, do you think that Kobe Bryant should have taken a pay cut when the Lakers offered him that big extension? Absolutely not. Absolutely. Players should never take a pay cut for a team. Never. Owners are billionaires. Players are millionaires. And people forget that sometimes. Never. Matt Price says, do you think that the Pacers, Celtics, or Pistons can make the playoffs? I think the Pacers and the Pistons can make it. Celtics, probably not. Pacers are coming on like gangbusters, and the Pistons are showing some fight as well, even though they fell on some hard times the last couple games. Kind of got to get acclimated on defense and on the perimeter with Reggie Jackson there, as opposed to, that was a big deal when they lost Brandon Jennings, but then I felt like they kind of stepped into a flow, but now you gotta it's just a lot about chemistry, but I think talent is definitely there. Alex Acosta says, if you were able to start a My League at any point in the NBA history, what year would you start the dynasty? 84-85, Michael Jordan's rookie year. I would start it right there, and either try to play as teams trying to beat the Bulls. Well, he didn't win. It took him like 7 years to win, but play as teams trying to beat the Bulls, or that sort of thing. HDG Ball Out says, I'm an upcoming YouTuber that makes how to create 2K videos. What do you do to get more subs? Well, man, I'll be honest. It was weird. I should actually have more subs than I do, and it's my own fault for not being consistent before. So that's something that I'm trying to do. So my thing would be just to be consistent. Pick a theme or something, like you said, you make how-to videos, keep making them, do collaborations with people, and just be consistent. People are going to find you, and then it'll build. It's kind of like a word-of-mouth thing, but collaborations definitely help. Simon Torvey Sunderland says, R.I.P. Anthony Mason. Personally, I never saw him play, but do you remember how he was on the court? I do. Anthony Mason was one of the physically strongest dudes I ever seen in the NBA. I mean, he was a monster. I remember Scottie Pippen saying that every single time he bumps into you, it hurts. He could handle the ball really well. He was a good rebounder, but he couldn't really shoot. But it was weird because he was like a point power forward, but he couldn't really shoot. So it was a weird kind of game. Had a decent post game with right and left hand hooks. but he was a decent player. Yvonne is back. He said, with Derrick Rose set to return in 4 to 6 weeks, what do you think are the chances of Bulls going to the Eastern Finals? I think it's still a chance. Obviously, it depends on how healthy Rose is and now how healthy Jimmy Butler is. It's a lot. It's too many ifs to even answer that question at this point. Jalen Cook, this is kind of double, but Jalen, do you think the Bulls gonna make the playoffs? Come on, bruh. I mean, we talking about the Eastern Conference. The Bulls are number 3 right now. In order for them to not make the playoffs, they'd have to go on a 15-game losing streak. It's the bottom 3 teams in the conference. I have the 6, 7, and 8 seeds have losing records. The Bulls are 14 games over 500 right now. There's no way in the world they don't make the playoffs. I think this is Bull fan. I think is that. I don't know. It looks weird for some reason. Maybe it's kind of too small for me. But he says hard work beats talent. Who do you think is the most explosive, Russell Westbrook or Latrell Sprewell? Sprewell is very explosive, but he's not more explosive than he wasn't more explosive than Russell Westbrook. Westbrook's on a whole nother level. I mean, he's shot out of a cannon. It's crazy. So definitely. Jose says, any MLB The Show 2015 updates? Need my fix, man. I understand. I'm going to do a video. I'm really not wanting to pause much on this Legends roster with NBA 2K because I want to get it done because it's so close to completion. But there was a stream last week about franchise mode. What franchise? Who said franchise? Me. I said franchise. Definitely. So I want to talk about that for sure, really go deep with it. So something like that is coming more than likely this week. So hopefully I'm going to try to do that. That kid from Philly says Jimmy Butler's out. What's next for the Bulls? We were just kind of talking about that. I think it can be good to a certain degree because Tony Snell needed more minutes anyway. And I think now he has to be a starter, I would think. I guess they could try to keep Kirk and put Kirk there, but Kirk's been pretty much almost useless, really. I love Kirk Hinrich, but I do. He's one of my favorite Bulls of all time, but it is really not working out right now. Tony Snell's been balling whenever he gets a chance. I think it's only natural that he should step into the starting lineup. And I think it could actually be pretty good. So we'll see what happens. If both he and Rose come back healthy, the Bulls can still be a force in the playoffs. That's it. I appreciate y'all watching. God bless. Please subscribe, like, and all that. Peace.